up, y'all? This is Sheikah. You know, we're here on part 2 of the podcast. This is veterans standing up against the government because they have been wronged, and they have to tell their story because this is Al, and Al have a very positive story to tell about a very negative event that happened in his life. So, this is Al. Say what's up, Al.
Well, I just want to get this out there and try to get some help because I really need some help because of the fact that these people are the most powerful organization in the world.
Right.
And of course, you know, when you go serve your time for your country and you get honorably discharged with a service-connected injury and you go over to the VA, well, usually most of the people over there never had on a pair of combat boots or even know how to lace up a pair of combat boots. But in my situation, I had a service-connected injury where I went to the VA soliciting help, and they pretty much just scheduled me for a myelogram.
Okay, Al.
Okay.
Can I ask you, what is a myelogram?
That's a procedure where they actually shoot dye into your spinal cord to see, and to x-ray your spinal cord to find injuries or if there's anything wrong. Okay. And pretty much, I really didn't even need a myelogram procedure.
So why did you go in the hospital initially?
Oh, because I got thrown out of a Jeep in Germany and I had a lower back strain.
Okay.
And my occupation was called, well, I was doing truck driving at the time. And my back was bothering me so I couldn't even sit in the tractor trailer. So I go to the VA soliciting help.
Right.
And
of
so
course.
they
The United States government, of course.
Right. So they demanded that I get a myelogram. So since it was service connected, so they did the procedure. It was an attending physician as well as an internship.
Okay.
This lady, she was a cute young lady that was graduating that following summer, the last of May or the 1st of June.
So when did this happen to you?
May 20th.
So she was going to graduate maybe a week or two later?
Right.
Oh, okay. And was this in Little Rock?
Right, Little Rock VA.
Okay.
And they did this myelogram procedure, and she hit this nerve in my back and go around in my scrotum, and the electrical shock from it threw the weight of my body up on my face.
Wow.
Yeah.
It threw on your face?
Right.
What do you mean? Can you explain that?
Okay, well, I was lying on the table, face down, in order for her to inject the dye in my lower spine.
Right.
And she did, and during the procedure, she hit a nerve, and the electrical shock, like I said, threw my weight of my body up on my face, bending my neck, and broke C1 through C5.
C1 through C5.
In my neck.
Could you hear it?
Say again?
Could you hear it popping? Or
right, it was going pop, pop, pop.
Wow.
That's the way it actually sounded.
It was a painful experience, right?
Absolutely.
Would you call it your most traumatic experience
of
ever
my
had?
life? Wow. Of my life.
So in the midst of hearing C1 through 5 pop in your neck, what else did you hear? I mean, were you conscious? Could you hear anything else?
Right. The attending physician told the internship to get back, you hit a nerve. And the damage is done.
What? The damage is done?
Right. And I was begging him to take the needle out of my back, please. And he was going, oh, well, damage is already done, and we might as well go on with the procedure. So he injected the dye in my back. And when he pulled the needle out of my back, my right leg came down and hit the table and numbed all 5 of my toes on my right foot.
Oh, wow. So he told the attending physician told the internship that the damage is done, get back, you hit a nerve.
Right.
And what did the attending physician do?
She just backed up and didn't say nothing, you know.
The internship backed up. What did the attending physician do?
He grabbed the needle and went ahead on and injected the dye in my back. And,
while you were
screaming in the hall and say, please take the needle out. And he went ahead and injected it. And like I said, when he pulled the needle out, my right leg came down, hit the table, numbed all 5 of my toes. And now, since the damage, it was just originally just in my 5 toes.
Right.
Now it's all the way up my leg from the chemical that they usually put like in my shoes at home in the closet, or when I go home and park my car and get out on my truck and get in my car or truck.
Okay.
Chemical is on the accelerator.
Okay, I want to ask a question. We're gonna back up a little bit.
Okay.
You didn't really feel like you needed a procedure for your back anyway. You just needed some meds to kind of ease the pain a little bit.
And
You're a very active person, right?
Right.
You're always doing things, right?
Right.
You're not sitting at home doing nothing.
Absolutely.
You're not that person, right?
No.
Give us a little history on you. You was in the military, of course,
and before that, I was just a working guy all my life. You know, I've been working since I was 4 years old. I actually was raised on a farm.
Okay.
And I started out driving tractor and whatever, you know, and I ended up doing, well, when I came out of the military, I ended up doing radio to be able to have a occupation that didn't require manual labor.
Right. And so even during, you know, everything else and being in the military, what branch of military were you in? You were in the Army. Yeah. Did you take pride in serving your country?
Right.
Did you love your country?
Absolutely.
You went on the front line for your country.
Absolutely.
So when you had this surgery and this injury, the only person you trust was the person you put your trust in when you went into the military, the government.
Right.
Do you feel like the government let you down?
Absolutely. I mean, right now it's a situation where they actually just killing me slowly.
Slowly. Why do you say killing you slowly? What makes you think that the government is trying to kill you slowly?
Because they are covering up this myelogram procedure where they broke, well, this intern broke my neck with this benzene and hydrocarbon. That stuff, you know, it's nothing nice for the human body.
What is benzene?
Benzene is a chemical. I don't really know what they use it for. All I know is I had some testing done, and this is what they had, something like 9 or 10% benzene in the.
I saw that test, and it had like 22% of something else and 2% of
naphthalene or something, and 62% of hydrocarbon.
Hydrocarbons.
Yeah.
Hydrocarbons, I looked that up on the internet, and it had something to do with diesel fuels or something.
Yes, and gasoline, whatever, and it's a chemical, a mixture of the benzene and the hydrocarbon. It's pretty much is what's taking the use of my left arm.
Right, so you feel like agents are following you at all times?
Absolutely. There's no feeling to it. I know this for a fact.
You told me a story that touched my heart, and me honestly believing in, you know, the country and knowing that, you know, in God we trust. He told me a story that touched my heart, y'all. And the story that touched my heart
actually stopped. They clicked it off.
that's enough.
It was good.